Okay. We all know this movie was not going to surpass the original. Um, but it was a lot worse than that. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another video. And today I will be giving my thoughts on the new Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie, Rodrick Rules. This is a recent movie, like one of the most recent movies on Disney Plus. Yeah, fun fact. And I really didn't like this one. I liked it even less than the original, like the one last year, not the original Rodrick Rules. That movie is a cinematic masterpiece, and it deserves to be hung up near the Mona Lisa. But this movie doesn't give it much justice. In fact, it kind of sucks. Let me explain. The movie's all out of whack. There's tons of scenes missing. A lot of scenes are out of order and all that. That's the biggest problem with the movie, in my opinion. The pacing is terrible in this movie. It starts off with the party scene without all the build up to the party scene. They set up for it, but the movie just starts off with the party scene. It's there's a whole 30 minutes before the party scene that happens. Before we go into any more plot stuff, let's get into the characters. Greg, what did they do to Greg? They toned him down so much in this movie. I don't like Greg, but I don't know which I hate more. The original Greg, because he's a piece of crap, or this Greg, because he's just boring. His motivation is completely messed up in this movie. What I mean by that is, the original book was about getting along with his brother, right? Rodrick, right? And, but this movie's totally different, where it's just he wants to have his brother's approval, which doesn't fit with his character at all. Anyone who's read the series would know that literally makes no sense in terms of Greg's character. Greg is an egotistical piece of crap, and that's how he's written. I don't know how they messed him up this bad. Then you get to Rodrick. To be honest, he's not that bad, but it's Rodrick. I think everyone can agree he's one of the best in the series, if not the best. A lot of people's favorite character is Rodrick, and I don't know how to put this. Everyone in this movie is just kind of toned down. That's what the original, last year's movie was. But, in the last movie, Rodrick was in it for, 2 minutes. In this one, he's in it for the whole movie, which is great because Rodrick's awesome. But, I don't know, there's just something off. There's something off about this whole, the whole characters in this movie. The mom and dad do get a little more screen time, but the mom is still just the character who goes, "Do right by your brother, Greg." I guess that's what she was in the books too, though, so I can't really complain all that much about it. It's just there. Then you get to Manny, who's just still the spawn of Satan. No matter how good or bad you write Manny, he's still gonna be awful, It's just one of those characters, you can't really complain all that much. Well, how about we get to the plot of the movie, though? So, like I said earlier, the movie's all out of whack. The pacing's terrible. But, so they start out with the party scene. Then they go outside a few days later, I guess. I didn't mention Rowley. Rowley's in this movie for, they swapped the roles of Rodrick and Rowley to where Rowley is in it for, a couple minutes. Maybe 10 minutes, I would say, at the most. Which I'm fine with because, these movies do not do Rowley's character justice. I hate Rowley in these movies. He's so annoying. A bunch of stuff happens. They go to the grandpa's house. And, by the way, he's voiced by Ed Asner. Rest in peace, Ed Asner. Ed Asner was a legend. He passed away last year, though, so rest in peace, Ed Asner. He's in this movie as the grandpa, which I was actually kind of surprised about, even though I knew. I don't know. I mean, he's fine. He's just there to tell the kids, hey, so dad's brothers don't get along all that well. I don't want that to happen to you, so, be careful. So earlier in the movie, Greg, took photos of Rodrick at the party or something like that, because Rodrick locked him in the basement. By the way, I gotta mention this. This is just a nitpick, but I still hate it. When Greg's, after the party, when Greg gets out of the basement, he plays Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, and he rickrolls everyone. And I was just there thinking, I want to die, because, this movie probably doesn't even know what a rickroll is. Everyone who wrote this movie is 40. Why are you putting rickrolls in a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book? It does not make any sense. It's there. It comes and goes without mention ever again. It's just the most cringe thing I've ever watched in a movie. Man, I hated that scene so much. So I had to get that out of the way. Blah, blah, blah. A ton of stuff happens where the brothers getting along, yeah. So Rodrick wants to be in this talent show, right? Like in the original. Perfectly reasonable thing to do, I guess. I don't know. So, Greg does a little oopsie-doopsie, and, the mom finds out about the party that Greg, I'm just gonna call him Greg, that Greg, blackmailed Rodrick, right? So, Rodrick and Greg are, oh no, they're not getting along, right? They're grounded, even for the talent show, so Rodrick does this thing that's pointless, because everyone just loves Greg in the end, and, they go to the talent show. Rodrick, Rodrick's band, offers Greg a chance to be the drummer, and Greg just accepts it. I guess that's in Greg's character. I don't even know. I mean, yeah, Greg likes popularity and stuff, but it's low. I don't even know. By the time this happened, I was just so done with the movie. I wanted it to be over. I also gotta mention, Disney took out a lot of the heart that went into this movie. Greg wanted to be Rowley's assistant in this movie because he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be in the talent show, Rodrick, just like you. And, but in, the original Rodrick Rules, when I say original, I mean Rodrick Rules, but then I say original, I mean the last year's one. So I'll just clarify, the original Rodrick Rules that came out 20 years ago, Greg offered to be in the talent show because he saw how sad Rodrick was, right? And it was like, oh, that's growth. In this movie, Greg doesn't really grow, at all. He stays the same block of wood he was. I probably should have put this in the character analysis, whatever. But, anyway, stuff happens. Greg plays in the band. Rodrick gets all sad and goes, leaves. So Greg goes after him. They talk and they're like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. So, and Rodrick gets to play in the band, and Greg's parents are like, Greg, you do realize it'll extend your punishment? And it's and goes yeah, I know. And it's why? They changed the whole ending just for no reason at all. Also, I do have to compliment the movie. They do pick a lot of unique scenes to be in instead of the same school that they were at the same last movie. But, that's a little compliment. Yeah, that pretty much ends the movie. It's just toned down Rodrick Rules. I don't think anyone suspected this would be better than the original Rodrick Rules, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. By far, this was more boring than the last one, and that's saying something. They added an extra 20 minutes, which I guess is good, because, more time to develop the plot or whatever. I don't know why Disney didn't just give them just an hour and a half I don't know. Maybe Disney just doesn't take Diary of a Wimpy Kid seriously. I mean, probably not, to be honest. Man, what a roller coaster of a movie this is. It's just boring. Just wanted it to end. Like, who are you telling me that people will want to watch this movie over the original? Pish posh, no. I guess I should compliment some scenes, maybe. The scene of Rodrick crying was sad, which is what they were going for, but so it was in the original. And like I said, more unique scenes. They also drive down, the parents, like, so when they're driving home, they drive down Snake Road. Just filler. They put a lot of filler in this movie, by the way, and they don't have that long of a runtime. It's barely passes the movie mark, in fact. But yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just boring. That's my final thoughts. If you did like this movie, you know, that's all fine. I'm not really here trying to, like, hate on it that much. I'm just giving my thoughts on it, you know, the usual. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the new Rodrick Rules. I recommend you don't watch this. It's just kind of boring. Just watch the original, because, I don't know, there's just more stuff in it, more book accurate. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Like if you like the video, and, you know, subscribe if you want to. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.